Ethiopia isn't the only country he visited. There's one that he absolutely fell in love with. So much so that he had to perform at their Independence Day. I'm talking about Zimbabwe. You see, Zimbabwe was fighting for its independence. This was in the 70s.
Yes.
And it was crazy because countries like Africa, like Kenya had already, we were like deep inside the independence. Now we're dealing with like, nepotism.
Yes.
But Zimbabwe was deep in there, and a lot of people were in the struggle of liberation.
Yes.
And Bob had already fallen in love with Africa. So he decided to take part in it. And when he got the invite that Zimbabwe is finally free, his manager didn't want him to travel to Africa. He was like, this trip will not cost us, will cost us more money. You won't make any money. You're one of the biggest artists in the world. There's no reason for you to go to Zimbabwe. And it's not safe. Keep in mind, this was the dark continent at the time.
Yes.
But Bob decided, my love for Africa will not be stopped. Nobody can stop reggae. Mse alinunua ticket yake with his own money, and he flew to Zimbabwe. Hired equipment from the UK, hired a flight for his band with his own money, and then came to Zimbabwe.
Made sure he came to celebrate independence with the people from Zimbabwe.
Imagine. And during that week, Bob Marley he came in like a week early. Very humble guy. Not this idea that Sidri VIP picked from the airport. He came solo. He entered a hotel in Tao. He was hanging out with the liberation fighters, listening to their stories. He was on the beach hanging out with, young people, who were calling him Rasta, Rasta. And finally, the day came for him to perform. 1980, April 18th, midnight. Prince Charles, the same Prince Charles for the UK, was there, lowering the Union Jack, which is the colonizers' flag, and the black, red, green, and gold flag of Zimbabwe went up. It was a crazy, crazy time. You can imagine the temperature. This is independence. And on stage was Marcia Griffiths and Rita Marley. They were BGVs for Bob Marley and the Wailers. So they're there. Mic check, ra 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 ra. Kidogo kidogo, tear gas, pa! On stage. This is Mugabe has just taken over as prime minister. It was crazy. The temperature, everybody's pushing and shoving. This is like the biggest concert that would ever happen in Zimbabwe.
I'm sure the tension was high.
It was crazy. Bob Marley's in backstage over there just prepping. Everything is getting ready. But once that Katia Gasili land kwa stage, Rita na Marcia Griffiths wakaji kata off the stage. They were like, we are not about to cry. Not today. And Bob Marley's like, no woman, no cry. And he asked them, now I know who the real revolutionaries are. It was crazy. And that made them fearless. They went back on stage. And as soon as Bob Marley got on stage, he said, Viva Zimbabwe! And this is what he performed.